It's true what they say.
Hey, yo, lesson here, babe. You come at the king, you best not miss.
Hello, and welcome to Nerddom. My name is Matt. Thank you so much for being with me today. It is an insane month over here in the nerd sphere. Not only do we have a bunch of shows coming out, but we also have a crap load of games. We just had Call of Duty about a month ago. We just got Stalker 2, and now this weekend we have a couple more huge releases. Path of Exile 2, Indiana Jones, and Marvel Rivals, which just so happens to fit our aesthetic twofold: gaming and comic book nerddom. There you go. Now, I know there's been some influencer, content creator controversy going around lately about the game, but I'm purely going to talk about the development of the game and the game itself as it's playing right now and my experiences. First off, I think it's kind of crazy that this company, NetEase, actually worked on a version of Overwatch for China. And then here we go. I'm going to be talking a lot about hero shooters, about the comparison to Overwatch, because I'm an OG Overwatch player. From when the game came out, I was on there. I was on there all the time, buying packs, buying loot crates. I was one of those. And I love the gameplay. I love the team effort. I love that you had to switch up your strategy based off of what the other team's playing. So it's a little bit of mix of going off of their strat. You gotta be thinking. And that's what I liked about this hero shooter. It's not a Call of Duty running around mindless. You run around mindless and you're going to be a detriment to the rest of the team. You're gonna feed. The other thing I want to talk about is the comparison between Marvel Rivals and Concord, which didn't last very long. But why didn't it last very long? Let's talk about it just a little bit. Now, while I didn't get a chance to play Concord myself, just talking about pure aesthetics, characters that you want to play as, characters that you could fall in love with and be your main or your alt or something like that. These characters are boring. They're uninteresting. They're all over the place. It just seems like they're not cool. Let's just say that. They're not cool. You know, when you're playing a hero shooter, the character design is a big deal. You should be able to glance at the character and be able to tell the team who is where and doing what. So important in hero shooters. Marking, letting them know where a vital character is to pick. It's huge, and that's one reason why I kind of fell off of Overwatch, is because the communication just began to be so goddamn toxic. It was like, if you mess up, it was like I failed a whole raid team in World of Warcraft back in the day. I'm like, come on, dude. I only played quick play. I barely played ranked play unless I was with my friends. And it's like, come on, you know? But golly, dude, the character designs in Concord were just so blah. There wasn't many, if any, you could get attached to. Now compare that to the roster list of Marvel Rivals. Not only is the number substantially larger, but the character designs are cool. They are cool. You have all the different types of characters here. You have men, women, a little tiny little shark, and the designs look good. They look like their version of the comic books, you know? It's just, you get inherent fans of Marvel, of these huge characters. You also get some new characters that someone might not know about, and then they can get interested in the cartoons, the comics, the other media that Marvel has. But then that other media that Marvel has can influence this game with cosmetics, with movesets, with everything. Who would have thought? A hero shooter with superheroes. I know, crazy idea. And yes, the women do look good. And yes, The men look good too. Not only do you have a bulking, huge Magneto, you have everyone just looks correct in this universe. Everyone just looks correct. It's again, they have to be designed in a way to be able to spot from afar and relay that information quickly. It's almost like their silhouette from distance has to work. But man, they got the character designs just so well. And I don't want to hear about, you know, anybody saying that, oh, nobody wants to play a girl. Some of the best healers are girls, and they're being played all the time. Most of the time, I have to fill what role is pretty much required by the team. So most of the time, that means, just like in Overwatch days, I'm relegated to either being a tank or a healer, which I'm not mad at. Honestly, throwing out some heals as Mantis or Luna Snow has been pretty rewarding. There has been plenty of games where the team is not getting anywhere moving the cart, and then all of a sudden, I change, maybe someone else changes, and then we get going. We're able to stay alive because I'm able to bring the team back up with some really great heals from Mantis or Adam Warlock. I tried using Cloak and Dagger and I don't get it yet, so I'm gonna keep working on that one. And then if the team needs a tank, I'll hop on to, you know, Hulk or Bruce Banner. Magneto is actually one of my favorites. A lot of people are playing as Venom. I haven't had a chance to really play him in a game yet. But again, the character designs, the cosmetics, they're all fantastic. They all look cool. They all look cool. And that's the best thing you want in a character design, is if they look cool. People want to play them. People are excited to hop onto that main. I'll hop onto that ult. Now let's talk about gameplay. This game is running super smooth on my computer. I've had no graphical glitches or anything like that. And I've had no performance issues really on my screen with all the insanity going off. The look of the game also goes for the cartoony, cel-shaded pop art look, which makes sense. These are comic book characters. Makes sense that the art should match that. Almost like a cel shade, I would say. It's almost like a cel shade, which again, is great for running on different machines rather than going for photoreal with like Unreal 5. And luckily for them, it is running that well. I think the latest round of beta testing that they were able to do with a bunch of people was really beneficial to the development cycle, to smooth out all of the problems that it may have. I have seen some glitches on some people's streams, but myself, I haven't seen any issues. Of course, I do have a 3080 and an i9, so who knows, but it's like 4 years old. Grandpa age in PC world. But yeah, like I said, graphically, it just makes sense with these characters in the world to have that look. Unlike something that's going for a more realistic look, with a hero shooter, it may not make a lot of sense. For a hero shooter, the entire game is built on the shoulders of the characters. And they gotta be, like I said before, exciting to play. Now let's get to the gameplay. As an old school Overwatch player, I can see so many similarities between the abilities that these characters have and Overwatch. I'm not gonna say if it's possible that there's any legal stuff that's quite weird, but man, I'm able to fall in to be like, Magneto is Sigma. You know? Luna Snow is Lucio. Black Widow is Widowmaker. You could go on and on. The Hulk is basically Diva mixed with Winston. And then Penny Parker is also like Diva. Basically Diva. Punisher is basically Soldier 76. Squirrel Girl is like Junkrat. There's so many similarities with these characters and their abilities that it's kind of, like I said, I don't know if it's dangerous. Since they did work on Overwatch, did they get to see some code behind the scenes? Is there some code behind the scenes that is stolen? I don't know. I don't know where the legalities of all this goes. Here's the problem that Blizzard is having. It's that I'm having a good time with the game. And that is the most difficult pill to swallow for them. Like I said before, the characters are just so exciting to play as, you know, these memorable characters. They may be a new version of them. Magneto may be built like a brick house. but I still want to play the game. I still want to go for it. The matchmaking is lightning fast too. Maybe because everybody's on right now, but it is really quick to get into a quick play match. Matches don't last too long of a time either. There may be a couple of game modes, a couple of maps that have a phase 1 and a phase 2. Gameplay wise, there is a lot of information that the game does tell you about these characters and how difficult they may be to master. Some are really easy to understand, while others, their ability and their movement is going to take a little bit of trying, failing, trying again, or practicing in the training course. Again, I do see a lot of people maybe not familiar with hero shooters and how much team effort is required to get the wins, or people just want to run and gun, but hopefully they're learning, if they're new to hero shooters because they're brought in by the Marvel license, that team play is going to be tenfold more rewarding than solo masters. If you get caught, you're going to get fed. If you get caught, you're going to get destroyed. You must work as a team, stick with your healers, stick with your tanks, Juggernaut, I don't know. And like I said before, there's been a couple of games where people switch things up and we're able to then, at the final moment, make things happen, get a good pick, and move the cart. Like I said, this is a copy of Overwatch. This is, you got to move the cart, you have to secure the location. Basically, that's it so far. I'm curious to see if they can make any new game modes, because I mean, we've all done this before. We kind of know what to do. So the staying power of this game is going to be in question, I'd say. It's hot right now. It's super rewarding. People are having a good time with it. But at the same time, it's kind of more of the same. That's one thing I'm really curious about. Does a hero shooter have the staying power that it used to have? I think the biggest thing that this game has going for it is that it's free to play, which is a huge deal. It means it's going to be surviving off of its in-game purchasables, which is quite a big gamble, really. I think they're relying on the Marvel license and the movie MCU tie-ins. There's a lot of MCU tie-in costume sets. And yes, they're actually pretty cool looking too. But I can just imagine people getting a console, people getting maybe a computer, and then not having to be charged anything else, and then just playing this game. It's free to play, and there's so many characters that you can learn, that you can try to master. There's a lot of time to be spent in this game. We will have to see if it stays around. We will have to see if the community gets as toxic as Overwatch has, and this may be something that we just play as a fun thing. Maybe I'll go pro. I'm too old to play pro, but that's my thoughts. It kind of does have its hooks into me, but so does Stalker. So does Call of Duty. It's an insane time to be alive and to be gaming here in December 2024. What are your thoughts? Have you been playing the game? Have you fired it up? What's it like on console? Let me know down in the comments below your thoughts on Marvel Rivals. And if you liked the video, feel free to subscribe. Also, feel free to smash the like button. It really does help out the channel. Thank you so much. Have a great day, and we'll see you in the next one.